everyone, and welcome to this week's Newry's Loose Women. Back again. The weeks are just flying by,
It's great. Roll on March.
Yeah.
Easter. Oh, it's April.
But roll on
Mother's
March
Day.
anyway.
Mother's Day.
Yes, we look forward to that. Speaking of mothers.
That
was seamless there, Paul.
Good night, did I miss?
Our first topic
Do you want to
today
have started?
is...
Oh,
yeah,
have we?
yeah, the camera's rolling, Joanne.
Hello.
I thought you were on about something else.
Tiger mums. Have you ever heard
Rawr.
of tiger mums?
No, I only heard about it this morning.
The new name, it must be
The
an
name.
American name for like psycho mums.
Well, I don't know if it's a new name, but I just happened to be reading an article on it yesterday.
Aggressive
and basically
mummies.
it is mums who are like hyper disciplining their children so that they'll be super...
Is it slapping, Amanda, or
No, I don't...
pressure
Well,
I
burn?
think it's
them to be
pressure
best
to
today.
just be
Burn.
high achievers. And,
Yeah.
you
Well, there's
know,
quite a lot of them, right?
I'm sure we all know a few.
Yeah.
And their child
Yeah.
will be the best at absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Now, I know, like my kids, they have went the usual, went to piano, dancing, all that there.
Yeah.
But I know there's some mummies, even if their kids don't enjoy it or don't want to do it, they're still made
Forced to do
to
it.
do
I
it.
don't like
A full
that, yeah.
diary of
Yeah.
extracurricular
have to,
activity,
you have to.
nearly.
And even if the child is absolutely miserable going to it, would you
still
still
push them.
No.
No.
push your
No.
child to...
My wee girl
No.
is only 4, but she's at the Irish dance
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
And she done her first speech 2 or 3 weeks ago, and our second one this Saturday. But she, a few times at the start, didn't want to go. And I shouldn't bother going. But now she's got into it, loves it, and she's doing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, even yesterday, she had to go, and she said, I don't want to go, Mommy, I don't want to go. And I said, well, if you don't want to go, that's fine. I said, but it's the last one for practicing for the fish. But if you don't want to go, and then when her wee friend said, I'm going. So the next minute she went, and she had 2 hours, great fun. But I wouldn't
You didn't
say
force
you
her.
have to go.
No.
You know,
Well, what if your child is really, really good at, I don't know, piano, drums, singing, whatever, or dancing? They've got a talent for it, but they get to that age where they're just, no, you know, like when they're sort of
Can't
coming
be
10,
bothered.
11,
I
teenagers,
think I would push
would
if
you
they
push
were
it then?
gifted. If they were
Yeah, if it's
gifted,
something.
because eventually they'd regret it. Do you know? There's a fine line there, Amanda. I think if they were really gifted, and you knew better, you know, that in maybe
Yeah, you're
17, 18, they're going to regret this and
Yeah.
say, Mummy,
Shut
why
up."
didn't you
Yeah.
make me keep that up? Maybe if they had a three-wee gift, but it's the forcing of children to do activities that they're not. There's a wee guy on the Gaelic team, right? This wee guy. And he should be in ballet lessons. He shouldn't be in the
what do you
Gaelic
call
team,
that?
but it's
Elliot
like the
thing.
daddy and mummy,
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
he's forced, because God love him, when the ball comes towards him, he goes, he
runs
does a
in
wee
the opposite-
pirouette in the opposite direction, and you can tell he's totally unhappy. We to get a good laugh,
Yeah.
the wee lad's unhappy.
Yeah.
That's not healthy.
No, that's not right.
But if they're gifted and they're good, yeah, children can be lazy sometimes.
Yeah.
They'd rather sit in the Xbox.
But
Yes, that's
you see
it, yes.
kids at that age when they're, when you're not forcing them, but when you can see it, but they can't
Yes.
see it. Is that not like going to be such a battle trying to get them to?
Yeah, so you can only try so hard and then give
Yeah.
up.
Well, there with
Do you
Alex,
know?
I know she's only 4 at the Irish dancing, but it was her teacher said to me, Joanne, she has something. And then that's when I thought, oh, right.
Yeah.
And that's when I said, why don't you go? You know, but at the start I was just saying, go if you want this week, don't go, you know. But
Yeah.
she said, pushing her on now. I know at 4 seems very young, but I can, not that I can see it now that what she has is, you know, compared to some of
Yeah.
the older wee girls. But still, then my wee boys in judo, and every week he's like, every Saturday morning, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. And then when he's there,
It's
Bert
the-
pushes
yeah.
him, he says,
Enjoying
go,
it.
do go, because he's all these belts and whatever grades, and he's enjoying it. But Bert would push Aaron a wee bit more now, because he is, you know, to do something, not to be sitting on the Xbox all the time. You know,
Yeah,
that
you
kind
see,
of way.
children have a lot of distractions
Yeah.
now that aren't good for them. So if somebody was saying to me, right, if Thomas decided he didn't want to go to his training, and I thought, right, he just wants, the fun's
lazy,
good on the
yeah.
Xbox. No, then I would step in and say,
Yes,
no,
yeah.
no, no, the fresh air is far better for you. No, go and do your training. And
Yeah.
I would force him, but he
Yes.
never does that.
Yeah.
The other
Yeah,
boys different, like
yes.
he tried everything. And you got him the suit, taekwondo and all,
the
and
whole
after a
works, yeah.
month, I
Nothing.
don't want to go there anymore,
Yeah.
do you know? But I wouldn't force it. I would have once or twice made him go back, and then I thought, right, he's no heat there.
But do
do
you
know?
ever get to the stage yourself when you're going, I actually couldn't be bothered
Yeah.
taking them.
Take them.
And collect them. And who's picking them up?
No,
this
that's what
time?
happens when you have too many. When you've only got 2, it's okay, it's easy.
No,
Yeah, you
it's
just
not.
sort of, you just
Not
go
really.
constantly back, forward, round in circles.
Yeah.
But you know, back to the tiger mums and the forcing, and it's actually sometimes, as I say, I'm sure we all know
Yeah. Oh,
one
yeah.
or two.
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable to watch sometimes seeing them in action, forcing the child, and like I'm talking like from this age.
Yeah.
And you know, the bumming and blowing about how amazing their child is and what they can do, and
What they can't
Like those
do.
American pageants, that's where I've seen it on TV, and they're like maniacs.
You see, sometimes you get mummy and daddies looking children to live their dreams
Yeah,
for
that's-
them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's a bit sick,
Yes.
I
Right,
think. Yeah,
yeah.
you would see that,
Yeah.
or even some of the daddies, you know, go on, get stuck in and all. Do you
Yeah.
know what? Although I'm as bad sometimes. No, but you can say, God, like they're forcing their children to be within, and then maybe because
Yeah.
there's more opportunities for children now. You can, like, I know my mummy, there was 7 of us, so
Yes.
you weren't really encouraged to do anything.
well,
She
the only
was
thing I did
delighted
was
when
Irish
you-
dancing.
Irish
That was
dancing.
it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe I played the accordion for a while.
Never pushed them
Anything
to doing
else?
anything.
Anything
though.
else?
What?
I played the clarinet as well.
Oh, excuse me.
Suppose I did elocution lessons
did
when I
you?
was young for a wee while.
Is that why you're so proper?
Well,
No, no, I'm not. You want to hear me when that camera's not rolling?
Like a fishwife then?
Exactly.
But that is the point that you made there about some parents living their dreams
Yeah,
through.
that's so unhealthy.
sad.
And
It
Amanda, you've
is.
seen later on in life 1 or 2 wee kids that have had that terrible pressure
Mm.
where they've a full diary all the time. Mummy's making me do this, that, the
Yeah.
the other. They rebel. They
Yeah, they
tend
don't-
to be
yeah,
the
yeah.
children
They're
that
not
when
allowed
they
to do
get that
anything.
wee bit of independence, they totally rebel. You know?
And it's impossible to do. I think when you're doing too much, you can't give 100% to everything.
Yes.
So, like as I say, with the likes of kids, they've went to school all day and then they come home and then that evening is just filled with one thing and another.
It's not healthy either.
You know yourself, if you're working all day,
Yeah.
and then you'd come home to go and
Yeah.
do, you
Quiet
burn
time's
yourself
good.
out.
Can't be bothered, yeah.
Then girls, on the other hand, you not stop and think sometimes, like when you were younger, I think because Mummy had 7, you wish you had have been pushed more.
Yeah.
Do you know, maybe somebody giving you a good push, like, you know, would have done you good? No?
And because maybe they didn't see, because there was so many of you.
There was
they
so
couldn't
many.
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
See who
pick
had
out what your particular
Exactly.
gift
know,
was.
So it's hard to knock parents
no,
for,
yeah.
you know,
Oh,
yeah.
saying something
Yeah.
and pushing
Somebody,
it with caution, like don't go over the top. But, do you know, like there's my boys and they'll say, Mommy, I'd love to be, and I'd be all to them, look, dreaming's great. You have
Yeah.
to have your dreams and
Yeah.
push on, and I would encourage them.
Yeah.
But years ago, it wasn't like that, Amanda. You know, you went to school, you got a job pretty much as soon as,
Yeah.
you know, if you weren't thinking university, you come out and went to work. So there's so many opportunities now
Yeah,
for
'cause,
children.
like even
It's-
the advice you would have got, not necessarily from parents, but schools as well, your careers advice. Like, it.
Yeah.
It's all different.
It
is.
wasn't-
There's jobs now,
terribly
Amanda,
different.
and you'll say, what are you going to be? And they'll tell you, and I'll be all, jeez, what's that?
Fair.
Could you
What
tell me a
is
wee
that?
bit more?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the opportunities are amazing. So
Compared to years ago,
maybe
yeah.
they do need a wee push more, and everything's so competitive
But
now.
not to the extreme, like those tiger mums.
Not tiger mommy,
Yeah.
not
But again, it
tiger.
probably goes back to, as you said, whenever we were growing up, there wasn't maybe as much.
No.
And we're at the other end of that going, oh my God, if I had the chance again. So maybe there's that in your head,
Yeah.
which is why you push to a certain.
But it's knowing when to
Yeah.
stop the push and when it's a nightmare. Do you
Because like
know?
obviously you can see when your child is.
Yeah.
But you know what? Some of them don't. Some of them are
No,
oblivious
there's
to
some
seeing
wee
their
kids
child in the
then
corner
they're
sitting
not really
crying.
gifted and they're pushing them
Yeah,
on and
yeah.
they're make it, or even you know it's like X Factor.
And they're all crying. They're sad
Some people
stories.
get up and sing, and you'd laugh till you cry, thinking
And they think you're
nobody
brilliant.
ever tell
Yeah,
that
that's
person,
terrible.
that
But that's
child,
right,
that
that's
they
right.
can't sing.
But again, that could be back
You
to
have a note.
the parents saying you can be whatever you want to be.
You're
They're
brilliant.
maniacs.
You're brilliant.
They're
Yeah,
maniacs,
you
yeah.
see, there's that
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
The
yeah.
mummies must be saying, like, that's brilliant, and that's the X
But
Factor.
then
I
you're
think that's
told
terrible.
to tell them, aren't you told? Don't
But
be.
you can't tell if they're terrible, and they're terrible.
But how do you say they're terrible? Like I do sometimes.
bother singing.
There's one in our family cannot sing, and so I can't sing, but they can. And when they start singing, it does be in me saying, oh, don't say anything, let them sing on, they're obviously happy.
They're
but then,
loving that
you know,
wee moment.
But you do get to the point where
Yeah.
it's painful and you
But
sort
they're
of
not-
say,
you're not signing them on the X Factor, Paul.
no, I definitely wouldn't let them
No,
go that far, you know, and the
no.
older they're getting, you're sort of looking at them going, that's a wee bit painful, honey.
I love you, but
Yeah.
no, but even, as I said, it's good to encourage them a wee bit. But when it's sort of, it's when they're having to sacrifice maybe a bit of time with their friends, and because they have to be so disciplined, and you have to do this, and you have to give up seeing your friends, you have to give up watching any TV, you have to give up having any sort of social life. It is
that's
just.
sick.
So are you like that?
No, God.
No, I would, no, I definitely wouldn't be like that. The only thing I sort of am a stickler for is school.
Yeah.
You're in school, you behave, no bad reports from school, you do your homework. Everything else, extracurricular, they have to be enjoying because there's enough pressure. There's enough on them, you know. As long as they're enjoying it, let them get at it. Except the Xbox. I would vote for anything over Xbox and television.
I don't have an Xbox.
Anytime.
I
Good
have.
girl, Amanda.
I have.
Oh, didn't you? Have you?
Yeah.
Yours
No,
are
Lauren
young.
has, yeah.
What age are yours? You've got off lucky. Your oldest wee boy's in St. Comans.
Yeah.
You're good, Amanda.
I must
But I
be
have
bad.
PlayStation.
Och, Amanda. It's the same.
I know.
He's what age? Aaron's 8. He's the Xbox from last Christmas. Is that bad?
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a bad
don't
mother.
care.
I'm only joking. No, I can't
There's ones
remember.
that have it since they're 3 and 4.
Yeah.
But he's not lighted on. We're very like.
There's a limited time
yeah,
to it.
But
yeah.
now it's such and such. You're knocking on that last night. He was looking to go on it at 8:30, 8:45. We said no chance. No.
It ain't happening,
Yeah.
sunshine.
See, Thomas would have been on it earlier than Aaron, because
Yeah.
Aaron
it
was
was
older
there.
and it was
Yeah.
there. So it was even the games, you know, that Grand Theft Auto that
Yeah.
they're not meant to watch.
Yeah.
But sure, how do you stop
Sure,
Thomas
Aaron
coming
was
in the
wrong.
room? And
Is that what was the one?
it's really bad.
Is that the one that I had
There's
said?
ones we were talking about with like strip clubs and all.
Is that, which
Yeah,
one's that?
I think that's Grand Theft
it is.
Auto.
There's loads of them.
But then, you know.
But there's there's like,
Slicing and dicing, as I call it, and the
Yeah,
Assassin's
but
Creed.
like, there's nobody going to tell me. Like, even if I boycott it in my house, when Aaron's 18 this year, you
Ah,
can't
yeah.
boycott. Thomas can walk into his room and say it. He goes to his friend's house if they have older brother, or even some of their friends have it. You know, you have to teach your child the difference between right and wrong, and
Yes
what's a
and no,
game,
yeah.
and what's for real, and what's not.
well,
appropriate.
is that the one that I said that I walked in and James was
Yes.
sitting looking
Yeah.
and he was lap dancing?
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
going, what? Mummy, the first time I have seen this, the boys were saying at school that it was great fun to go into is that the Grand Theft
That's it,
Auto?
I
I think
yes,
so, yeah.
So
I
I-
know we
Yeah.
have it.
I took it out and I
Done
have
away
no
with it.
idea-
Here,
I
if you
have
come
no
into
idea
my
where it
house
is.
and up to my wee Aaron's room, you would have a stroke.
But sure,
But there's
Amanda,
rape
you can
scenes
see it
and all
on
in
X
that
Factor.
there.
Sure, Rihanna pretty much done a pole dance and writhed around the stage, and they're exposed to it anyway. You have to teach them
That's it.
what's
But you
life
see,
and
yeah,
what's
but
real
that,
and what's not.
fair enough. But then, as I said, I would not sit my son at an 18 movie in the cinema. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
But they wouldn't,
Yeah.
he wouldn't be allowed in. They
He
wouldn't
wouldn't
be
But I'm
allowed in.
saying, but that no.
If he was
but I'm
allowed in,
saying
you'd say
that's an
no.
18
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
So why allow him to sit and watch that there? But yet, if you went into a cinema, you would not even think of letting your child
But
go
if
in
you
and
go to
sit.
the
That's all
game
like that
console
now.
shop and you talk to any of the boys behind the counter and all, do you know they rate them 18
Yeah.
for bad crashes, violence?
Yes.
But your children are being exposed to much worse on the television,
Yeah.
but they're so tightly controlled. Like they will tell you, there's not as much badness in that as what you'd get in a movie on at
Right,
8 o'clock
yeah.
in the evening in the house. Or even the like of EastEnders, Coronation Street, like they're all vamped up now.
Yeah.
Do you know, and they're
But
all
is
on
there
before.
not like rape scenes and stuff in the Grand Theft Auto?
Well, I've never
Yeah.
come
Not
across
sure.
them.
There is,
Oh,
yeah,
is there?
yeah.
There is, yeah.
Is there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I've never seen
Yeah.
them now. Never
How
seen
does
Because-
Sean know over there?
Sean's
There-
nodding
it's-
away.
He's flat out in the Xbox.
No, apparently, because I remember even hearing it on.
Is it really graphic, Sean?
Yeah.
Is it?
So, girls, I think
I'll have
you
to raise their
yeah, I
graph.
think you
I'll have to have
have
a
to
game
watch
myself
it
this evening.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
It is.
But
very,
see, our boys have sort of, there was a big hype of Grand Theft Auto.
Mm.
Aaron had it, but they've
GTA.
moved on. They're very FIFA. All the wee ones
Ah,
are
well,
online
that's-
playing football
yeah.
games. So, you know, 90%.
Oh, they can sit and do that all the
yeah,
time.
90% of the time they play FIFA.
But I do. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
do know
you see.
because at that time I was thinking no, because I thought.
And did you go through it, Amanda?
I thought initially,
You're a good
whenever it
mother.
was
God,
no,
I'm
when it
very
was
bad.
18,
Me
but it's
too.
not that you'd have to make yourself more aware of what
They're
they're watching.
Amanda, have they got a phone?
Well, he has, but it's not. It's
No internet.
well, he's very rarely on it, and I would check his phone
See,
every.
the way, like speaking to Aaron and that, even in the playground, the boys have the internet. They're looking at whatever. Educate your own children.
Well, that's it.
Do you know, you can't boycott them watching, seeing. I don't care. Even their other friends' houses, like what the boys are looking at, even on their phones. You can't shield your child from it all.
No.
I firmly believe in talking to them.
Oh,
and letting them
absolutely,
know,
absolutely.
you know.
But as I said, with that there, whenever I had finally give in to, because he was saying there was younger
everybody
ones,
has them.
there was
Yes,
younger ones
yeah.
watching, and I was thinking it can't be that. It must be just
Exactly.
bad language,
Yeah.
a bit of fighting,
Violence.
and a bit of violence. But then, whenever I got it and seen that, and then it was the next day in the paper, they were talking about it and how graphic it is and the rape
Really,
scenes
Amanda?
and all that's in that. So
See, I
I
never
must
went in
admit
depth,
that
but I
I
have to
know,
go in
yeah.
depth.
So
and
that's
see it.
what I thought. Right, no, okay, because he was only 11
That's very young.
at the time.
Yeah, that's very
So,
young.
I'm very bad.
but no, as I said, it's just, you know, I know you're saying about the age, but the age is on it for
A
reason.
reason.
You know, and I still stick to, I would not let my child sit and watch and I know he is, like, I'm not naive thinking, oh my God,
He's
he
a
lives
pure-
under,
yeah, yeah,
I'm
he's
not
not in a
that,
bubble.
that stupid, but I'm still not going to sit my child and let him watch
And
something
okay
like
it.
that there.
Yeah, yeah.
No, because I like that, yes, when he's out by, I have no control over that. But when he's there in my home, I have control over
What he
what
does.
he
Yeah,
what he
that's a
watches.
very good point, Amanda.
So
Yes, I agree
it's
with you
just
there.
because
Yeah.
I think, Jesus, they're old enough for long enough, and
Yeah,
they
keep
don't
them
really
young.
need to see that kind of thing,
No.
you know, at...
No, I
you know,
didn't
like
know
he's
there was a
13.
rape
Yeah,
on it.
yeah,
I really
yeah.
didn't.
It
We'll have to
is.
go into that.
So that's...
Very bold.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Me?
But
Yeah, because I would have overlooked. Aaron would have been on Grand Theft Auto. Thomas would have been in it. But I have to say, they're just obsessed with football games.
Yeah. And
FIFA,
that's...
and racing car games.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah. They're big.
I have suitable ages as well, there, girls.
All you can do is try your best.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
You
you know,
know.
when you've got your filter, or not your filters, so whatever they're watching at home, they're not getting. Like, and I know even
Parental
on James's iPad, I would have it so that he
parental
can't
lab.
get into
Certain
certain
things.
ages
Yes,
and
we
things like
have
that
that.
there.
Yeah.
So, because it is frightening,
a minefield for
what
people.
they are subjected to on.
Yeah.
So, if you can control it in some sort of
Slightly.
way.
That was very serious now.
Yeah,
isn't
that
it?
was really
Okay.
deep.
Right,
and
that's
really
right.
Enough now. We'll go for a wee
Right.
quick break and we'll be back shortly.
So, you want local Newry and Mourne TV shows on your television? Which video box should you buy? Well, you have two options. Option 1 provides you as long as you have a good internet connection in your home with all the programmes from destinationnewry.com, including
inside the fencing when we were up there. That's such a change. And the dog muck.
Destination Newry.
Radio evolved.
Hello, your weather for today and tomorrow with Destination Newry. Today,
First, this is Newry News Bite.
well, what's crack in Newry and Mourne today? We all had a great September weather-wise.
We're going to go straight into today's show with a lively set of tunes from a band called Sun.
Well, good morning. Welcome to Destination Newry.
Tell me the provenance of that. Where did it come from?
Right there, and welcome back to the studio.
Good afternoon and welcome along to Destination Wellbeing. My guest is
Hi everyone and welcome to this week's Newry's Loose Women with me.
Well, it's hello and welcome once again to the programme. My name is Tommy Sands.
And the course of the house of our God. Praise the Lord.
Philip Rogan, rather, wearing number 19.
Evening, everybody, and you're very welcome to Newry Showgrounds tonight again.
So that's option 1, and to choose this, click on option 1 below, or you can go to value.ie and buy option 1. Option 2 provides you, as long as you have a good internet connection in your home, everything you get for option 1, including all the programmes from destinationnewry.com. Plus, you will be able to add over 1,000 private or public channels at the touch of a button, most of which are free. So that's option 2. To buy, click below and buy option 2, or go to vario.ie and buy option 2. To choose your option, either option 1 or 2, just click on the buttons below, or you can go to vario.ie and click on option 1 or 2. When we receive your payment, we will deliver your box to your home, and all you need to do is plug it in and connect it to your TV and your internet. Any problems? We're here on standby to help.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to this week's Newry's Loose Women. Now, ladies, did you see the Brits last night?
Yes.
Of course. All over the news, TVAM this morning.
Did you see Madonna and her
brilliant,
her little stumble?
A little fall from grace. When we put it like that, that's a nice way of it.
But it was Armani.
Why are we smiling? That's so
I really thought that she actually got up and just showed her showwomanship.
Yeah, she just kept it on.
Really, yeah. But the fall was funny.
It was funny, and you felt sorry. You felt everything. Yeah. You felt amusing.
Well, she got up there and as if nothing happened, and I thought, Jesus, that is brilliant.
Yeah, there was a bit of admired her. Yeah, I did really admire her getting up and getting on.
But the thing is that, you know, so many people are saying that heads will roll and
per dancer.
The per dancer, whoever.
Was out the back.
But I don't think it was the dancer. I think the cloak was tightened too tight. Like, maybe she missed her cue. Maybe she should have been loosening that a wee bit earlier.
A bit sooner.
She left it too.
But even they were saying on one of the shows this morning that whoever the dancer was that was getting the tug, he was probably, when he seen her fall, dying, thinking, oh my God, that's me, that's me. But apparently she tweeted that she was fine and that her cloak, or Armani put it on
Armani fastened the cloak too tight,
and that she was all good and well and whatever. But I'd say she's black and blue.
I'd say she is.
I think so, her bum. But
it's very dangerous.
She's on Jonathan Ross now. She has to do, and I think it's pre-recorded.
Yes,
so I think she'll have to go today and record it. So you'll hear all about it today. Everybody be tuning into Jonathan Ross now.
But it's sort of the question is,
for her,
like we're saying, the fact that, you know, she initially people were saying now she may not go mad, but she'll be given off and what happened and all the rest of it. If something happens that is clearly your own fault, do you accept responsibility? Do you own it, or do you pass the buck and it's always everyone else's fault and you never take responsibility?
Honest. I would just say, yes, this is what I done, that's what I did.
Maybe later I would.
Not if it's something embarrassing. You know, if you've done something really embarrassing, you're like, oh no, oh my God, how am I going to say that was me? I feel so silly. But if it's you're being honest about a situation, I would own up.
Yeah.
Or if we're arguing with Bert and you're wrong, you're right, and if it really was me that started it, I would say, like, after about an hour, after going, yes, right, that was me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if I'm totally in the wrong. But I don't know, Joanne, if it was a really embarrassing moment.
Yes, I would die.
I think I would let the embarrassing moment pass, and then maybe, you know, if I could make it look... Like, do you ever see people... It's where I live in pubs and all. Yeah, do you ever see that effect? I remember seeing a man this night sitting on a bar stool. Yeah, and tumbling right back off it and jumping up. Who did that? Who pushed me? Do you know, have you ever seen that where they're ready to blame anybody to get over the embarrassment?
Yes.
Well, I would tend to do that. Now, if I was embarrassed, I would make out somebody else caused that.
Well, today, before I arrived here, I was getting stuff for the dinner.
Okay.
You know, in that,
what are you having?
do you know that Murphy's?
Oh, yes.
Chicken place, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I walked in and got the stuff, and I was walking back out to the car, and I opened the car door, and it just went woo on, you know, the wee cobblestones there.
Yes.
But I held on to the door, and then the two wee fellas in here jumped inside and went, and then the two of them were giggling, and I thought, oh, please get this car turned around and out. But I was so embarrassed. But, you know, they see me hanging on to the door, but it didn't actually go right down.
Lucky you.
And I was like, oh, my God, please.
Scondered.
And they're only two wee young fellas, as if they were having a good giggle.
Well, I know, like, even with the kids, if there's a fight goes on between them.
Yeah.
And James is very much... No, it was Emma. It was Emma's fault. It was Emma's fault. And I would be more, no, right, what happened? Do you take responsibility for your part in that? Because it infuriates me when people don't own up and don't accept
being sneaky,
being that it's their fault. Like I know there's hubby, he's never
can't
wrong.
Say sorry, Sean. Men,
Sean's an exception. He apparently can.
He's a nice
guy. Makeup.
Yeah.
Most, like, to be honest, when you get married, you have to teach your husband how to say sorry and stand up and say, you were in the wrong. Say you're sorry.
Yeah. Or anybody.
Easy.
But I have to say, sorry about this mummy, but my mummy is never wrong.
Mary.
Mad
I didn't know Mary was like that.
Mary never. Oh, she's never
wrong.
wrong.
I'm not getting an argument with Mary.
Never wrong. And you would very rarely hear her saying sorry.
Oh, you see, I think it's nice. It's big to be able to come and say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I think the children learn that from seeing you own up. I've done many stupid things and I've had to come back and say, look, I'm really sorry. That was my fault and I'm sorry.
But if it's stupid, but not if it's...
it's serious.
It's serious. People, instead of saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, it came out wrong or got it the wrong way, and they all starts a big argument. And somebody just can't own up and say, look, that was me.
It's even in the same... It's even the same in like a work environment.
Yeah.
You'll always find the sneaky ones, as you said that maybe
away
did something and somebody else maybe takes the blame for it.
You couldn't live with that, could you? Really?
But it's a sad reality, and they will do whatever they can to keep getting up, up the ladder, and no one will stand in their way, and they'll not take responsibility for any mistake that they made. Whereas I would have been, oh God, look, I did that. Even though it did make me look as if I was incompetent, but still, own up.
There's quite a lot that don't take the blame.
So you think Madonna's going to say, I was partly responsible or not?
If she's a diva, I think she will go out and say...
Although her choreographer, a guy, the black man, lovely, big,
she's not like
tall,
that.
Oh God, he's so handsome, wasn't he? Lovely manner with him. And he said that she's not like that. That's the persona... People that the press have built up of her, but she really can laugh at herself.
But does she not have all like these demands whenever she's coming to,
Don't she all, Amanda? Don't we, Sean? We want better seats. We don't like that sofa. Can we have water? But it's...
But they said that she just didn't throw the cloak on. That cloak would have taken time to put on out the back. And, it wasn't that she was just fired onto the stage and that, it wasn't done properly. The size of that thing...
You see her fumbling. I wonder did she miss her cue for loosening it? Like that wee dancer would have had a cue. There would have been a beat, and he would have had that counted to the last second. So it was up to her, really. Madonna, man up. It was up to Madonna. I hope you're listening. To have that undone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really. And you seen her fumbling, but did she leave it too late to fumble?
So she maybe isn't blaming anyone because she knows it was herself.
Well, you'd like to... That's what we're talking about. You'd like to think she'd man up and saying, Jonathan Ross, you know what? It was my own stupid fault. I was in the hype, going with the moment, and I didn't untie the freaking thing. Never mind her, Manny. Or the wee dancer. Surely it was up to her. Like many a time, Amanda, on the catwalk or that, you've had a coat on that proved difficult to take off.
Yeah.
Well, as you were walking down the catwalk, you were getting it ready.
Yes.
You didn't wait to that last second to get it off.
And like they would have, there would have been a dress rehearsal, I imagine, and she would have had that tried on and knowing, right, this is what you have to do. Yeah. But like as you said there, it showed her professionalism, the way she got back up. Did you see Beyonce one time? Yes. She had sat down under her with a big fan and she kept on singing while they're all trying to put her out.
Yeah. And men, girls, there's always the bit, like somebody was very cynically this morning saying, was it staged? Like she has outdone everybody.
For hype.
Yeah, Paloma Faith.
Paloma.
She sang beautiful.
Yeah.
There's no mention of her.
Yeah.
There's very little about Ed Sheeran, very little about anybody, but I don't know she could go that far to take such a bad knock.
Her song was actually crap.
Girls, the first day that I went down for the Miss Northern Ireland heats and I knew absolutely nobody, right? And I was terrified. I didn't want to go down into Belfast among them all, that I didn't know them at all. And I went into the Europa and up the stairs and there was a big room where it was meet and greet everybody and I tripped down the steps going into that room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pauline.
But again, what can you do? You just
know.
laugh.
Yeah.
But then everybody noticed you. That's the girl that fell in the door. Do you know what I mean? So in retrospect, she's got so much publicity out of this. She's plastered all over the newspapers.
All over the...
But it looked too real to be staged.
So badly hurt. That fall back there. I felt
and at her age too.
I know, but Amanda, that's what they're saying too. Her thighs, she is pure muscle.
Yeah.
She probably bounced back up. Do you know what I mean? She was like a ricochet.
Or would it not have been better to have a wee bit of fat to soften the blow?
Well, maybe she'll tell Jonathan Ross, or maybe she'll show us.
Show us.
Maybe.
Black and blue.
Oh, God, love her.
Per match.
Well, sorry.
She'll be rubbed and dubbed and dabbled all day the day, girls, for God's sake. I bet she has them rubbing her in oil, and don't feel sorry for that one at all. She'll be grand.
But no, I would own up and own you would do the same.
Yeah.
You would.
You're in between.
Oh, no.
You would too.
I would, but if it was an embarrassing thing, I would wait till later, maybe when it all quietened down and just slip back and say, do you know what, that was my fault.
Yeah. You're the snake then.
It's good to own it. It's good to own it. Yeah. So that's us for this week. Yes, if you want to get in contact. Sorry, I just had another thought there, but we'll save it for another time. Okay. If you want to contact us, you can do so on Destination Newry's Facebook page, vadio.ie, or if you see Pauline out at the weekend,
Falling around.
Yeah.
I'm going to be very good this weekend as a Chinese at home.
Well,
fall down the stairs.
Yeah, stay away from the stairs. So we'll see you again next week.
Bye.